Anyways, hello lads and ladies, my name is Jeff, I'm Barista, and welcome to my new stream video whenever you watch this. I'm gonna finish listening to the song, then we're gonna watch this
is
tutorial by Blender Guru that my roommate sent me. And we're gonna do, obviously, this thing based on the, yeah, obviously. Anyways. While the song is going to load, I'm gonna activate Blender.
Keeping you in check, keeping you obsessed. Play me on repeat, keep the G in your head. Anytime it hurts, play another verse. I could be a sanctuary. No, I'm the only one right now. I will love you more when it all burns down. More than power, more than gold. Yeah, you gave me your heart, now I'm here for your soul. I'm the only one who'll love your sins. Feel the way my voice gets underneath your skin. Listen, cause I'm preaching to the choir. Can I get the mic a little higher? Give me your desire. I can be the star you rely on. We won't only cheer and you can't look away. Don't you know I'm here to say?
Well, hello there.
Now we're running wild.
Hello.
I'm all you need, I'ma be your idol.
I realized something that I need to do.
Bitching on her fingers, you could drown your idol. Thank you for the pain, cause it got me going.
Good, where's the...
Got you on your fever, the hero believer. Now that we are non-Georgie on an idol. Don't let it show, keep it all inside. The pain and the shame, keep it all.
As I said, I'm a little bit disappointed that she fucked up the rap part.
Feel the way my voice gets
Beneath your skin.
Listen, cause I'm preaching to the choir. Can I get the mic a little higher? Give me your desire. I can be the star you rely on. We won't only cheer and you can't look away. Don't you know I'm here to save you? Now we're running wild. Yeah, I'm all you need, I'ma be your idol.
Good. Good, this is the video that we're gonna watch then. But apparently
Make a
this
really
is...
scriggly looking daikon.
Pretty looking daikon. Yeah, I mean, why not? But I realized this is specifically for Blender 5.0. I don't have Blender 5.0 yet. I have Blender 4.4. I had hoped for
Or a
a...
cube with 10,000 faces.
And I had hoped there would be like an update button, but apparently there ain't. And I don't really know where the actual Windows installer is for Blender that I technically already downloaded, but it's somewhere. With 10,000 polygons. You really want, man. Well, also today we're gonna make a little food experiment. If you don't know, I love... Also, hello, Skittles, thank you for joining in. If you don't know, I love cooking. And we had the funny idea. We had leftover... We have some leftover pork loaf, basically. So...
You should use Blender 1.0 for old Macintosh computers. Howdy doodly.
Howdy doodly. And my roommate had a funny idea to sloppy joeyfy the leftover pork. And I thought, this is a really funny idea. You know what? We're gonna make it as a fucking chili. So I bought a bunch of stuff that I would use for chili. and now and made the sauce basically with kidney beans and chili in it and sliced
Spaghetti
chili
tacos.
slices and whatnot. Now all the pork is resting in the sauce in the oven for a few hours, so that we have like the juiciest and softest meat in existence. Just needs to. I'm gonna leave it in there for at least 1 or 2 hours, and then we're gonna eat it later like a sloppy Joe. That's a sloppy chili Joe. Chili Joe. It's
May
a chili
the sauce
Joe.
be with you. I'm sure your creation will be horrifying to outsiders, but delicious for you.
Oh, the thing is, I know that I'm really good. That I'm good at cooking. As arrogant as that sounds, but I'm not exaggerating. I'm a little exaggerating, but only in the normal amount. You know, when you're proud of something in general. I told Blender where to install it. For some reason, it took a while. Installing Blender. Yeah, Blender 5.0.
Guess what I'm doing right now?
Cooking. Nice.
So this is Blender. It can do 3D modeling, texturing.
Oh yeah, by the way, we start now while Blender 5.0 is installing
lighting,
itself.
shading, and rendering. And I'm going to show you how to do all of those things whilst you make your very own donut. And
Cocaine, yes. Sounds like a good plan.
I know this looks complex and challenging, but I promise you it is achievable for even a complete beginner that has never opened Blender, such as yourself. And I know this because millions of beginners have already made their donut, because this is the 5th version of this tutorial. I remake it for every major Blender release, this one for Blender 5.0. And speaking of which, if you have already made a donut from a previous version, rather than make another one, I've actually just released a course designed for post-donut beginners. So if you're interested in that, you can click the
Go beyond the Donut Beginner Academy.
below. For everybody else, you need to download Blender. So if you haven't already, click the link below. That'll take you to blender.org, and then just hit the big download button. Now, if you're on Windows, that'll download an executable, which you should install. If you're on a Mac, it's an application you drag to your applications folder. And also, if you're at school or you're on a work computer that won't let you install anything, you can still use Blender. If you download the portable zip version of Blender, then just unzip it, you can run Blender from the folder.
Whoa, that's so cool. The thing is, I managed, I don't know how, but I somehow managed to get Assassin's Creed 2 working over a USB port. But the only bad thing about this is that it didn't save the your game files, but you could just plug it in, then press the executable from a USB file, and then you just go on. I will not disclose the legality of that version of Assassin's Creed 2, so just to be safe. But it was really cool that I could do it. Like that's my personal. Yes, this is amazing.
Cool. Anyway, however you got Blender, open it and you should see this.
I miss when old games could be run like that.
Yeah. But also what I think is cool of Undertale.
Being small enough or optimized enough for that to even be possible.
Because Undertale, apparently the entire game is somehow packed in the executable. And apparently, because there is a APK file packer, and you can use that on Undertale to make like your own Android version of Undertale. But I haven't managed to do that because apparently I fucked up some what's the word? Some settings. Yeah. And also, I don't play that much on my phone.
Just click anywhere off the splash screen to close it, and you're in Blender. Hey,
Good. Wait. I have two ideas. Idea number one is, obviously I'm gonna open Blender now because it's finally fully installed.
I used to have a 4 gig USB 1.1 stick that had pirated copy of Sitting Ducks for Windows XP.
Wait,
also had a tech deck game, but I can never find it online.
Tech deck game. Wait, there's some weird issue. What sitting? What is that? The hell, this looks kind of strange. But some of them remind me of that one. That was one of the most played games in Germany for a very long time. And the history behind it and why it became so incredibly famous in Germany is so incredibly fun. Especially because the main game could fit on a floppy disk. Like, it's the main game, the original is literally just the PNG that you see in the background, the JPEG that you see in the background, and these things going back and forth. But it had a bunch of little secrets in it, which was actually pretty funny. There's a place where you could play tic-tac-toe.
The save sound effect in the game is that weird cartoon sound that you can never find but notice everywhere. You'll know it if you hear it.
I bet I will.
Oh. Chicken games.
Yeah, Mohun. The funny thing about this is, because I think I already said that once, but I don't know if you were here. Mohun, the original Mohun, was basically just programmed for people to drink beer to, quite literally. It was shown on an event where the people who were showcasing it were mostly there to make advertisement for their beer. And a few people, just without anybody noticing, were copying the game on a USB drive. And somehow, that way, this game showed up everywhere. Like on school PCs, on pretty much any private PC that I know. Literally everywhere. Like, how the fuck does that even show up on a school PC from that place? There was pretty much no school PC that hasn't on it.
This, LOL.
And this is really fucking cool. Yeah, I know. Yeah, okay, you have been there when I mentioned this, but this is really cool. But it became so big that they even started making a Mohun card. Hey, there's even one for Nintendo Switch. What the fuck? I love this game. I love this chaos of a game. Blender. Okay, Blender 5.0 is opening. Good. When we're gonna make it like this. I'm opening up.
Holy shit, I finally have Prime 4 on my PC.
Oh! Well, I'm still gonna buy if I'm gonna play Prime 4, I'm still gonna buy a Switch just for
Shall play after your stream.
What's the name? for performance issues. That's weird. Let's play something.
Dev support.
Yeah, that too. Like I really don't like the shit that Nintendo is currently doing, but the Metroid devs, like Metroid and Metroid Prime devs, have been cooking the last times, and that. And sorry, as a fan, I just can't ignore that. I also said if I'm gonna buy a Nintendo Switch 2, I'm gonna buy one of those Nintendo Switch Metroid Prime 4 bundles. Simply because, why not? So I want to play some music while we're in here. Tangled, Hypnotize, Believe. If I'm playing like this, you're gonna have a bunch of music that none of you likes, which is a little bit problematic. Because I don't know why. But not none of you. But a bunch of you probably.
Metroid is always good, nobody will admit it, but Other M was also good, just not as good. It was an attempt at something that didn't quite land, but was still a very good game.
The thing is, I don't mind.
On the DS was Kino.
I don't mind the attempt that they had with Other M, but the problems that I have with Other M are all story-wise. None of the problems that I have with Other M have to do with its gameplay, mostly because I don't know it. But I still criticize the decision that you can't move when you're in ego perspective. Like, what the fuck was that? Are you mentally insane? Like, why the fuck would you use an ego first person perspective? Like, give me a fucking option in a game series where you already have like 3 incredibly successful first person games, and then you don't let them fucking move. Like, that's the dumbest decision he could have made outside of all the story decisions. Even if the Japanese story isn't as bad as the American story, it's still, both are still an insult to Samus Aran. But the American version is worse. Yes, it is. It is much worse. I'm gonna... Yeah, wait. He's here. What the fuck is my problem? He's exactly here. Good, we're gonna play from number 1. And we're gonna have it running in the background.
Hey, welcome. So this big section, this big gray area here, this is
I
your
get what they were trying to do with the story, a younger, weaker Samus before she became a total badass, but yet it wasn't executed super well.
No, it was executed terribly, because she already was a total badass.
We got Adam reveal though.
Like, wait, I have to rage here a little bit. Like, you don't get you don't get where Other M plays if because no, I'm not saying that you actually don't get it, but the fact that this is the attempt, like, already in the middle of the journey, already being the badass that she is, already basically clearing an entire planet on her own twice minimum.
I know why people hate it.
And Other like, she already is a very, very successful and very, very decorated bounty hunter. She already is, like, pretty top of her game. But then she suddenly has weird flashbacks while she was in this fucking same situation 50 times, 50,000 times before and never had any problems with it at all? Like, yeah, I get you want to make her more human.
Baby.
I get you want to make her more human. I get that, but oh my god, this was such a terrible fucking execution. Good.
3D
Good.
viewport, and it's where you'll spend probably
If Blender's open. Good, then I'm gonna make it like. Oh yeah, why not make it like this? That way, when I'm switching to Blender, you see it immediately. Yes, perfect.
98% of your time, because it's the 3D world. Whether you're making a character, you're building an environment, it all happens.
For like immediately.
No. Come on. Okay, but at least don't spoil me. Like, I usually don't care about spoilers, but in this case, I care about spoilers.
Wait.
Right here. So the first thing you need to learn is how to move around in this space. And you can orbit by middle mouse pushing. So your scroll wheel, if you just push it in until it clicks, that's your middle mouse button.
Mm-hmm. Okay, we're here. Import Blender 4.4
Riot Jinx needs to
preferences.
become compatible NVM. I'm staying.
So yeah, moving around, good. I also notice here, obviously, the camera. What am I talking about?
And then if you just drag that around, you can orbit. If you don't have a middle mouse button, a lot of people don't. They're on like a laptop with a trackpad or something. You guys will struggle. It's definitely easier if you have a mouse. But in a pinch, top right-hand corner, you just mouse over this little circle and then just click and drag on that. That'll do the same thing. Or the third.
Oh wait, I need to try that out. Wait, I need to push you a little bit further back, Blender. And good. Oh, but it actually works pretty well, so I guess it would be a little bit more practical to use it with a mouse wheel, obviously, but it works pretty well. Good.
Alternative way to do it: edit, preferences, and then underneath input, emulate 3-button mouse. And then if you hold down Alt and then left click drag, that will do the same thing. I don't want that. By the way, whilst I am here, a value that you will want to change, if you're on a 4K monitor, you will probably have noticed that like Blender looks like this, where like everything is really super tiny and you have to squint to see it. So underneath interface, I change my resolution scale to at least a 1.5, usually like 1.8. But for tutorials, I go even higher so you can really see it.
Good. Then let's take a look. Wait, where did you do this? That's why I'm very lucky with this video.
Using interface, I change my resolution.
Layout. Interface. Interface. Where was interface? I'm such a fucking idiot. Doesn't matter, I don't need to change anything.
Resolution scale to at least a 1.5, usually like 1.8. But for tutorials, I go even higher so you can really see everything. But it's obviously much easier to use when you can see things clearly. Okay, so middle mouse drag, that's how you orbit around. You can see we're focusing on our cube at the moment though. So how do we move to somewhere else? You do that by shift middle mouse drag, and that will pan you somewhere else. You can also over here on the side there, click that little hand, that will do the same thing. But yeah, shift middle mouse drag or middle mouse drag to orbit. And what about zoom? You can probably guess, you might have already done it by mistake, but just zooming by scrolling in and out on your wheel. Or again, you can go to the little magnifying glass there, just click on that and do that. or alternatively control middle mouse, and then that will also move you in as well. So I've thrown a lot of keyboard shortcuts at you already. Middle mouse for this, shift middle mouse to pan, scroll. If you don't want to have to remember all the hotkeys, because I'm going to throw a lot more at you.
I really don't.
If you don't want to have to write them down yourself, I have done it for you. So I put together a Google Doc with all of the most common hotkeys and shortcuts that you might need to use. And it's free. So just click the link below and you can print it out. You can stick it on your wall. A lot of people do that, and it's a big time saver. Okay, now it's really common to like get lost. Like one way is to like end up upside down like this, and then you're like, which way is up? How do I, if you just over here, this gizmo thing, these colored
Gizmo
circle things with lines, those are your axes. So if you just click on one of those, that'll reorient yourself. So the Z, that's the top axis, and then you're back, right? You know which way is up because it's that way, right? Which way that one is pointing. Another way, like if you got like really off into the weeds, like you were over here, and then you're like, how do I get back to where I was? If you've got an object selected and you just want to focus on, like just fly to it, and this is a really common hotkey, you use it all the time, it's numpad period, and that'll just fly to that. If you don't have a numpad, like even a lot of keyboards today, they don't sell them with numpads anymore, I guess because people aren't accountants, they don't need to quickly type in numbers, but I love them because it's
I have a
useful for
numpad.
Blender. If you don't have one, you
can
also use the tilde key, which is that little key underneath your escape key. So if you hold that down and then just drag over where it says view selected and then release, that'll do the exact same thing. So that is how you can quickly change focus to the selected object. And yeah, as I said, you do this all the time. But yeah, I'm going to be using numpad period from now on. Okay, so we're making a donut. We do not need our cube here, so let's delete it. You can just hit delete on your keyboard, or what I like to do is hit X, which is the alternative way. And it's just easier because my finger is like right there. I know it's another hotkey to remember, but you delete stuff a lot as well, and it's helpful to not have to find that key. So X,
I have a special delete key.
And now I want to add a new object, and I can do that by going to add at the top of the screen there, or alternatively, the hotkey, another one to throw at you, Shift A, and that'll just put it wherever you're.
Wait, Blender. Shift A. That felt like the wrong button. Yeah. Okay. Okay, Shift A. Good.
Your cursor is, and it's the exact same list. But this list here is, it's extensive. There's stuff in here that I have never used in my 21 years of using Blender. Speaker, never, ever used it. Don't know what it's for. Most of the time, what you're looking for is underneath mesh. So these are your primitive mesh objects. And generally when you're making something, you pick one of these that most resembles or is closest to what it is you're making. Like if you're making a mailbox, you might start with a cube. You're making a lamp post, you might start with a cylinder. We're trying to make a donut, so we need to start with a torus.
Let's make a D20.
Which is basically a donut. Look at that.
Yeah, I guessed that. Where's the torus? There it is. Wait. Good. Perfect. So we're probably gonna need to change. Okay, I want to see if I can figure it out on my own. If not, there's always a delete button, and I know how to summon that thing again. Snap, duplicate, snap. Torus, location, scale, delta transform, relations, parent, delta transform. Oh, that is interesting stuff. Affect on the origin parent and workspace. So I even need to. And I'm gonna be honest, I don't think I'm gonna find it on my own. Modifiers, add modifiers, physics, no. Particles, physics, constraint, data. Well, let's continue watching the video.
That. So that's cool. It's a wimpy looking donut though, right? It's very, very flimsy. We want to make it look more thicker, right? So in the bottom left-hand corner, there's a little box that says add torus, and this has additional options for us. Now, if you
Where is that? What? Huh? What? Wait, what? I don't have that setting. Or why is it?
more thicker, right?
It's supposed to be above that, okay. Move, rotate, transform, annotate, add cube. Add torus, shape key. Why don't I have that setting? No. Just go back. Go back. How do I go back? No, just get rid of it. I have a delete button for a reason. Okay. Don't save. Why the hell? But that's why I'm starting this. But that's why I'm doing this. No. Good. This was that. Mesh. Torus. And here's the add torus. Okay. It was my fault for trying to work on my own.
Right? So in the bottom left-hand corner, there's a little box that says add torus, and this has additional options for us. Now, if you accidentally clicked off after you added the torus, that box is gone. You can momentarily bring it back by hitting F9, but that's only if you haven't changed something. So essentially, yeah, it's called the last used function in Blender. So that immediately after you do an action in Blender, sometimes you see in the bottom left-hand corner additional options which you can tweak and change things if you need. So if you don't see it, it just means you've done something else and it's gone. But yeah, you can bring it back momentarily by hitting F9 sometimes. But I usually just like redo it.
Hello, Extra.
Anyways. So first thing I want to change is the size of this thing. So it is 1 meter, which is like 3 feet for the Americans. It's a big donut. Probably shouldn't be that big. It should be about 10% of that. So 0.1.
One meters. 0.1 Good. Nice.
Which is 10 centimeters, roughly about that. And then if I zoom in by scrolling forward, I just need to change my minor radius until it looks somewhat like a donut. So I want to just orbit up, right, and around. So I'm just middle mouse moving so I can see.
Watching from YT now.
Wait. Who? Ah, Mr. Testicles.
Hi YouTube.
The inside, then I'll just
Ah, okay, that was my fault. I mean, of course it was.
To be you.
Ah, makes sense. Tubu, hi. Oh, actually, 7 sound looks really good. I just picked 7 because I have a strange obsessiveness with the number 7. But that actually looks better than his donut at the moment.
just scroll in
Which I'm also biased, but
like
yeah.
so, until and I'm just going to change this value until it looks like a donut. Now you can see as I move this, like it's going really quick and I can't get it on the right value. So when you're clicking and dragging on a value in Blender, if you hold down Shift, that will use smaller increments. And that's another one you use all the time because it's, sometimes you need small values and it's helpful to get smaller increments like that. So that's pretty good. I might go with that. Yeah.
Why do I feel sorry for your people's donuts? Because ours are roughly that plump. I don't know. I know what I'm talking about, like Dunkin' donuts, which sometimes are a little bit massive.
About a 0.057. Okay. And then the other thing you can change here is like the resolution of the donut. You can go like really PlayStation 1 graphics, maybe. I'm going to keep it at 48, but I'm going to increase the other one to about, let's go 18, like that.
Ah. Okay. What if I make this... twice the amount, and make you
Yandere Dev Graphics.
Yandere Dev Graphics. Oh, that actually looks decent.
1 million poly per sprinkle.
I actually like this. That actually looks decent. Oder Sibi, was sagst du? Da.
So what are we making?
Bist du mit?
Keine Ahnung, ich glaube, das reicht fast schon für den Anfang, nachdem ich dann halt, bis ich halt dann natürlich den weiteren Scheiß mache.
Noch alles andere.
Ja, jetzt nur noch alles andere. So extra, what we're making today is we're gonna follow a Blender tutorial
Donut right.
in order to make the Blender tutorial for making a donut, which is like the most common Blender tutorial in existence, to be honest. But this is like the newest version for the Blender 5.0. My roommate sent me this specifically because I told him we're gonna do this today. He already did this tutorial, but the more complicated one with like 5 videos that are like 2 hours long. Oder wie war das?
Not dope.
Bestimmt 10, 15 Videos.
Ja.
Also einen halben Tag sitzt da schon dran, wenn du alles machst. Aber wie gesagt, da geht es um die Basics. Ich finde, fast alle Tutorials zu Blender sind optional. Ich finde das nicht. Das müssten die in Blender einbauen.
Ja, so wie bei Game Maker die Tutorials mit YouTube verlinkt sind. But my roommate sent me this too, so that if I want to teach myself some Blender, because I want to upgrade my avatar obviously at some point. Like, for example, by adding a few more skeletons to the hair to make it a little bit more flowy, you know, to flowing around and bullshit. And I don't know, adding shit like wings and stuff. There are add-ons for Blender for VRM files. And I have to re-download it. Because I already downloaded it. This is how I got the less pale skin, even if it still looks a little bit pale on that one. But here it's not that. Isn't that pale? It's for you really pale. What the fuck? But yeah, this is what I have so far. That actually looks really nice. Good.
16, 18. Yeah, we'll go 18. And that's just a little bit more resolution. And
18. I have 48 here, right? A little bit overdid it a little bit on that end. Yeah, 48. But that looks really nice. That actually looks like a really good donut. Except for the fact that it looks like a really good donut made out of concrete, but that's a different story. I don't know. Perhaps it's a Goron donut. Because, I don't know, they're only eating minerals and stuff.
And it's just going to help us a little bit later on when we start to shape the donut. Okay, but once I've got that, I can just click off, and now those options are gone. We've committed. That's it. That is the starting point of our donut. Now, the next thing you're probably wondering is, it still kind of looks like PlayStation 1 graphics, Andrew. And that's because it has flat shading. So basically, there's two states for a mesh. There's smooth shading or there is flat shading, and it defaults to flat.
Then we could now press the F1 was, or F9. F9. It was F9.
If you want to change it to smooth.
No. F9. Yeah! Okay, if I'm now making you a 24, like a little bit less extreme, I want my PC to actually be able to render you at some point, and I know that I don't have the best one. Oh, I love this song so much. Good, now I committed.
Smooth. You just right click the object and then go shade smooth like that, and there we go, it's fixed.
Okay, wait, that was a little bit too fast.
Or there is flat shading, and it defaults to flat. If you want to change it to smooth, you just right click the object and then go shade smooth like that.
Right clicking the object, shade smooth. Oh, but that also looks incredibly fake. Well, now it looks incredibly fake, of course. Or a concrete glazed donut. It's a concrete glazed donut.
And there we go, it's fixed. So basically shade smooth without getting too technical. Anytime there is like two faces, it just kind of smooths out that point like fakery. So it's not actually adding any additional computation times, which is important, but it's appearing to the eye to be smooth. Okay, so
yeah, I can see that. You see here the small jagged edges here, just a little bit. They fuck me up a bit, but I choose to ignore them.
Previous donut versions, we would start making the icing, and although that's fun to make like dribbling icing, it can be a little complicated. A lot of users ran into their first roadblocks at that time. So instead we're going to do something a little bit easier to start with, and more practical, and that's to make a coffee mug. So we need to add in a new object, which if you can remember from before, it's the add menu at the top there, or the hotkey, as I like to use, Shift A. And then underneath
cylinder,
mesh, you're looking for something that most resembles the object you're trying to create. No prizes for guessing. The cylinder.
Yay. And yes, I was one of those students who constantly screamed into the room. What? How did you guess that? Wait, it was it was Shift and A. Yes. And we're gonna do a cylinder. Hmm? Hmm? Zero point 7. No. Point. Depth. Zero point 1. No. No. Wait. Z. Good. So now we know a few things. Mesh. Cylinder. Yeah, that's a little bit. Let's make it a little bigger. Let's, you know what? Let's listen to.
Okay, so it comes.
And wait, I have to change the song. As much as I love Bubba Graham. Sorry. Eye candy. Don't know that song.
It's completely engulfing our donut. So again, in the bottom left-hand corner, click that little add cylinder, and then I'm going to change the radius first of all, just to bring this back. You can like do this after the fact, like resize something, but it just helps to, you know, at this point, see it all together. I think I'm going to make it around holding down Shift and just kind of drag it back and forth. Yeah, about 0.13 or.
Good.
Exactly, 0.13. And then the depth, this is just the height of it. And again, you can change this later on, but just want to see it roughly the right size. The big one that's important is the vertical.
Okay. Oh, that pisses me off right now. You don't know what is currently bothering me, but that is really good that you can't do it. You're gonna stick to go with the same verticals. No, not verticals? Oh no, then we're just gonna go with 48. Yeah, that seems like good.
Vertices. And we're actually going to make this look more low res. Now, why would we make it look more low res? Because now it's obviously very jagged. The reason for this is that very soon we're going to be adding in something called a subsurf modifier, which adds over the top of our existing mesh. It adds more geometry, like it doubles the geometry and it kind of smooths it out. So actually, if you start too high like this, then you're adding, like, doubling that geometry and double.
Okay, so I should probably rather go with actually like 12 or something. And yes, I'm sticking with 12s. I'm sticking with my number obsession.
It again, and then you can quickly end up with something that's too computationally heavy. So when you're working and you know you're going to be doing something subdiv, sometimes it helps to start like chunkier, low res. Anyway, just trust me and set it to 14. Like,
Wait. I don't know if you see the thing that is currently bothering me. It's still not perfect. Blah. It's still not perfect. Oh no, I should increase the... Yeah, that one could work. No, it still doesn't work. Stop it. Why are you not working? Can't I fix the fucking scales? Like, why the hell are you not fixed? No! No! No. Fuck you. Scale to window. Fuck you. Why are you so cruel to me? What did I do to you? Like, why are you trying to ruin? It's still not fixed. I'm getting anger issues. What are you doing to me? Why are you doing this to me? Okay, now it finally works. If you didn't notice, I personally hate certain things, like having something like this down here, which you also can't see, which is actually good, but why the hell is it bothering me so much if none of you can see it? Well, I can see it, and that's bothering me enough. Why do I now specifically now I have to get such a annoying issue with my setup brain? Can you stop it? That's really not funny anymore. Lock preview scaling, zoom out. Did I fix it? I fixed it! Yes! Yes! This is so unnecessary from your perspective, probably, but it really bothered me now. Okay.
Great. So we've got another object, and they are completely overlapping. So how do we separate things?
Yeah, I would like to know
Some
that
of you
too.
might already know this. You can guess, right? Left-hand side there's a tool that looks like it would be able to move something. It's the move tool. So this is one way to move things. You activate that, and you get this little gizmo. And look, I can move it, and I can separate them.
Cool. Let's do the same. I think it's gonna be a good cup. Good. Continue.
so this is moving things along the axes. You can also just drag on that, click and drag on that little white circle there, and then that's like freehand drag around.
I think I'm probably going to get a nervous breakdown if I'm going to do that.
I will say most Blender users don't actually use and move things this way because it's a lot of effort every time you want to move something to like go to the sidebar, activate the tool, you know, click it, move it. It's like most people don't do that. Instead, they remember the hotkey, and the hotkey to move in Blender, and you'll be using this a lot. So again, this is on my keyboard shortcut. It's all in there, but the hotkey is G for grab. Now, you will notice very quickly that when you tap G, the moment you tap it, you are already in the move state. So it's now attached to my cursor, even though I didn't click. Okay, so, and here's the other thing. My cursor could be on the other side of the screen. It doesn't have to be anywhere near the object. And then the moment you tap G, it's now anchored to that cursor. And even more, I think it's cool, when you go to the other side of the screen, it actually, your cursor appears on the other side. So it's just like an infinitely repeating thing.
Okay.
At first, this is like hard to wrap your head around because Blender does this for a lot of things, like not just moving something, but also rotating something. The moment I tap R, which is how to rotate something, or S, okay, I thought I might as well just teach you all three at the same time. So G to move something, G for grab, R to rotate, or S to scale something. But you'll see in each of those states, the moment you hit the key, no matter where your cursor is, it's in that state. And that's actually a good thing because, as I said, the number of times you need to move things and rotate and scale things in 3D, if you had to every single time change the tool, then move your cursor over to it, click it, activate it, that's a lot of extra steps. So it's actually really cool to have this like just one tap key and it's already activated. Anyways, okay, so, but whilst I'm in the move state by tapping G, I can also lock it to a specific axis, just like with those arrows that you saw before. So just when it's in that move state, you tap the axes you want to move it on. So that's the X axis, the Y brings it back and forwards, and the Z is up and down. Okay, and that's correct. Blender is Z up, Y backwards and forwards. Different 3D applications have different things. There's no like standard, but yeah, that's how Blender's is. And by the way, if you forget which letter is which axis, you can actually see them up there in that little circle there. So again, X, Y, and Z.
Good.
Anyways,
Nice.
I want to move this actually just a little bit further back right there. So I want my donut to be the front and center, and I want this to be at the back there. But then how do I change my view so I'm no longer just pivoting on my donut? I want to shift my focus to that selected object. It's number pad period. Or again, holding down that tilde key under your escape button and then hitting view.
Under the escape. Huh? That button doesn't work on my end. Hey, but I know how to find. But I figured out how to do that. Ow.
You selected is the same thing. Okay, so let's make this look like a coffee mug. So we have to edit this object, and to edit an object, we have to change what mode we are in. So in the top left-hand corner of the screen, there's a little drop down, which if you click, we can change it into edit mode. Okay, so when you're in edit mode, you can see the state has changed. The object that was selected now has a bunch of points and lines on it. And you'll also notice whilst you're in edit mode, you can't actually select any object. And it's worth pointing out this because this is a really common thing. A lot of beginners, they say, I don't know what happened, but I couldn't select anything in Blender.
This is what
and usually it's just they're in the wrong state. They're in edit mode, they forgot, and then they tried to like come over here mode, and then click something, and they're like, why is it not selecting? Okay, so you have to be in object mode if you want to select an object, and if you want to edit something, you have to be in edit mode. But going to this drop down and doing this time and again would, again, be annoying. So Blender, of course, has a hotkey for it, and that is Tab. So Tab will just cycle you in and out of object and edit mode, just those two states, which is great because you need to use this all the time. So you usually come in, do some editing, go back into object mode, select something else, edit that one, go back to this. So that's, yeah, good one to remember, Tab. All right, so in edit mode, when I'm in this state here, these little points here, these are called vertices. These are the points that make up the, the shape of the mesh, obviously. And then you've got edges. And you can actually select by changing the selection type from vertices, which is the default, to edges, clicking that little button, and then I can click on the edges or select faces. Okay, like this. And again, Blender has hotkeys for everything. So if you want to just know the hotkey, it's 1 to do vertice select, 2 to do edge select, and then 3 to do face select. Again, make sure you get my keyboard shortcut guide because it's a lot to remember. So I want to select the top of this cup here. It's got a lid on it that I don't want. So in face select mode, selecting that face, I'm going to hit X. Now it's going to ask me, what part do you want to delete? Which might sound redundant, but there is quite a lot of times in Blender you want to delete, even though you've selected a bunch of faces, you want to delete the entire vertices of those faces. So we have to confirm we want to delete just the faces.
Okay, now I have something that I can do. Okay. Edit mode. Face. Delete. And only the face. Okay, good.
From this list, and there we go. So we've now got a cup with a hole in it. Great. But this cup will not do.
It won't do. It's way too thin.
Is too paper thin. We could cut our finger on that edge there. So we need to add some thickness to this cup. And while we could do this in edit mode, like you could select everything and extrude it in and whatnot, we don't need to because there is actually a function we can do to add thickness to.
Kannst du kurz nach dem Zeug gucken? Kannst du kurz nach dem Zeug gucken? Die eine Spachtel.
Auf was hast du den Ofen eingestellt?
Auf 150.
Na, du passt. Weil manchmal stellt der sich um, aber er steht auf 150.
Na, was ich meine, du sollst dieses Ding, was ich zum Umrühren hergenommen habe, was auf dem Topf steht, sollst du nehmen und ein bisschen beim Fleisch rumdrücken, um zu gucken, wie weich das ist.
Was soll das jetzt eigentlich sein?
Das soll jetzt die Dings werden, das soll jetzt die Tasse werden. Die habe ich hier auch schon quasi vorgemacht.
Ja.
Genau.
Eine Tasse, bevor der Donut fertig ist?
Ja, hat er gesagt, er will erstmal die Tasse machen, weil viele die Glasur für so schwer halten, dass er halt erstmal das hier den Leuten beibringt.
Ich meine, ja.
Anything without needing to go into edit mode. And that is underneath your modifier stack here. So if you click this little wrench, this will activate modifiers. Let's just drag this out. And if you click add modifier at the top there, you can see you've got a number of different options. And the one that we're looking for is solidify. So this is underneath the generate. And just in case this changes for a future version of Blender, you can also go to search at the top there, and you could just type in solidify from the list.
That's cool. It's literally just what was that? Options. How did I fuck that up again? Okay. And you did this without leaving edit mode, is what you said. Oh no, you are in object mode again. Wait, I have to rewatch that.
Options. Fire stack here. So if you click this little wrench, this will activate modifiers.
Okay. The wrench. Und wie weich ist es? Okay, he said I can just do this solidify. Okay. Good, nice. Managed to solidify the cup.
Do search at the top there, and you could just type in solidify from the list. Okay, so now that we've got that, you can see we've got a bunch of options, and you'll notice that our mesh now has some thickness to it. And I can change this thickness here. Now, watch what happens as I enter into edit mode. You will notice, as I select these faces here, I can't select this inside part of the cup there. And that's an important point because modifiers are not actually adjusting the real mesh. So the real mesh still exists here. If I disable this from the viewport by clicking this little monitor button there, you'll see that my mesh has not changed. This is just applying this effect after the fact. So it's basically...
just like the smooth button, apparently. So just like the smoothing smooths out all the bullshit here, Oh, this is... I know what the perfect thing is. Yes, that's perfect. But it's gonna be... but it's similar like this, moving out, right? At least that's what I'm thinking.
In object mode, it's taking whatever mesh that you give it, which is this, and then it's adding thickness to every face, essentially. So the reason this is so useful is that this is a non-destructive workflow. So I could, at any point, I could be doing a bunch of changes to my mug here. I could, we'll get to all that later on. We could change the size and things, and then later on I can go, you know what? I think that's a little bit too thick. I'm going to change that, and I can come back to that and very quickly adjust it. So non-destructive, and it's obviously very helpful for a lot of things. Okay, so I've given it some thickness, but I also want to round this corner here. That's way too jagged. Just like before I said, we're going to add in an extra layer on top, which adds more geometry, and that is called your add modifier, generate subdivision surface. So yeah, all the way down.
Surface.
You use it all the time, but it's like buried in there. Okay, so subdivision surface. So this appears to have like screwed up the mesh. It's like, whoa, what actually happened there?
The fuck,
Let's just increase the levels viewport. So this is just increasing the number of times that it doubles the geometry. So you can see this is what we start with, right? This is the start. This is one level. Then this is 2 levels. And then this is 3 levels, and every time you do it, it's doubling the geometry.
Where's the other thing gone? Add modifier, generate subdivision surface. What if I render? Okay, put the render down. Huh. But I really don't like that you did this. Yeah, that looks like a gay acorn. You all know I'm not the straightest person in existence, but you know what I mean.
But you can see it's giving us the effect we want. It's smoothing out that edge there. But because of the way that it works, like basically, if you look at, let's go back to this, we've got this hard corner here, right? It's just like a 90-degree corner. So let me get in a little bit closer here. So you can kind of see it. Yeah, it's like a 90-degree, perfect.
But it does, doesn't it?
Brilliant.
But am I wrong? Come on, look at it. Come on. But okay, if you gotta go, then you gotta go. See each other probably latest when I'm streaming again on Sunday. But yeah, what the hell? I hate this.
It kinda does LOLOL.
perfectly like that. So when you add in a subdivision surface, it's basically saying, okay, so there's a point here, there is a point all the way over here, and there is a point that's going to go all the, like it's so far it's off the screen, but it's all the way down there. So what I need to do is I need to average out those points. So take the middle point of those three. So essentially from here to somewhere around here, and I'm going to add in a point like here, right? And then if you do another level, like level 2, it then places a point
He'll
here.
try playing
and then
Prime in VC later and giving my thoughts, no spoils, just for you.
I think I, for example, have mixed feelings about the motorcycle. On one end, I think, why not? I think a motorcycle would fit perfectly to Samus. On the other hand, some people are probably just gonna bullshit around because, oh my god, it's gonna be like Breath of the Wild for The Legend of Zelda. And so many classical The Legend of Zelda fans didn't like Breath of the Wild. What do I look like? I just want to have a good game. And not other M2.
another point here. And
We just had an entire discussion about how other men fucked up the character of Samus Aran, but yeah.
then if you do another level, it places another point here, another
Nice
point here,
piece
another
here.
point here. And because there's two sides to this mug, there's like another one happening on that side, right? So we've now just got this like really super like oval shaped edge like this, okay? Which is why when I turn it on, we get this effect there. So what we first of all need to do in edit mode with our mug here. So I am in, actually it doesn't matter what mode I'm actually in here. But what I need to do is essentially tighten an edge where that smoothing is happening. So it's no longer happening from all the way here to smooth it all the way down to there. I want to happen at like just to about there. So I need to add in more geometry onto this mesh here. So to do that, we need to add a loop cut. That is how you add in another level of another
cut.
edge. So Control R will add in this loop cut. I believe you can also find it from the mesh, like somewhere in here. Yeah, there you go. Edge, loop cut, and slide. If you wanted to look it in there, but it's Control R. That's another one you use all the time. So when I hit Control R, it's saying where do you want to place the cut in this mesh, and I could place it, anywhere between a face essentially. So I'm going to place it along this middle. So you do a single click, and then it's saying where do you want to place that vertically on this this row of faces essentially. So you can see as I bring it towards the top there, it's tightening that edge there. Okay, and that's exactly what I want. I want that edge to be much tighter than it was before. So that edge is now looking good, but now what about this one at the bottom there? This one's looking even worse.
So no, wait. I'm making my brain work here. So here, first of all, this one, I'm gonna go to edit mode, edges, edges, loop cut and slide. Subdivide and slide. Loop cut and slide. How do I move that line again? Huh? Edit. What the fuck? Can I put you back like where you're supposed to be? Doesn't matter. What is that? Can't I like remove that thing? What is that? Anyway, edit mode. What was it? Edges. Control R. Oh, it's actually good. Oh, nice. I like that. And I found out on my own because I'm the man. I'm a god. Yeah, I'm a god.
Worse, we got a lot to fix here. But first, I need to do another loop cut. So Control R, and then again, single click to confirm I want it on that row of faces, and then I'm just sliding it along until it's, you know, roughly about there at the bottom of my mug. Okay, and then you can see it's
also like, there are no actual mugs that I know of that have such a godforsaken round bottom. Like this is the roundest that I've seen, and all the other ones that are like going down very smoothly and end in a very small point, they basically end even more abruptly.
Like this.
Blicky. It's the gay album. And I mean it, Bubba Graham is, as far as I know, openly bi. I think he's bi. Or he's gay, I don't know. I don't really care. He makes good music, and I'm proud of him. I'm proud of everybody who's willing to say, to stand to these things. You know what I mean?
Whole area here, this face here, it's become like it's turned it into a star. And not to get too complicated, but basically a subsurf modifier, it has to know what to do. And generally, if there's like faces that are made up of 4 vertices, this is getting complicated, I can tell. It knows what to do. It makes it like nice and smooth. But the moment you have a face that is made up of more than 4 vertices, it's called an n-gon. And it doesn't really know what to do with it. I mean, it does, but
n-gon.
You don't know what it's going to do. And it just can make things look a little ugly. N-gon is kind of like a dirty word in 3D space. It's like, you never want to have an n-gon.
Yeah, you never want to have a star basically like this. Or
they are actually useful, and they do have a purpose, but generally speaking, they're good to avoid if you don't know what you're doing. So anyway, I should tell you what I'm doing. The way to fix this is I need to add another loop that kind of just goes around here, right there. So that way I've only got from there to there, and then I can have my ugly star or whatever happening underneath my coffee mug. So I need to add a loop cut, but I can't add a loop cut on just a single face. Instead, what I need to do is, it's called inset, to take a single...
Wait, don't... I think I found bad setting. I'm just guessing when I found bad setting, like face. Inset faces, there it is. Also, after this thing, I'm gonna go somewhere, I'm sorry.
Face, and then just like add in a loop around that face, and you do that by hitting I. So I, and then just like it's already active. Again, this is the way, this is why I spent a while to explain it. The moment you activate a tool, you're already in that selection state. So I hit I, and wherever my cursor is, it's now going like, where do you want to put this inset? Okay, so I'm just moving it back and forth until I get it. You know, how tight do I want this edge to look? Something like that, maybe. I mean, it's underneath the coffee mug. It doesn't really matter that much, but
It matters to me. As I got a barista, I know a little bit about coffee mugs. What the fuck are you doing again? Faces. Huh? Edit mode. Faces, inset faces. The fuck? Faces? Subdivide. Dissolve edges. Not subdivide, you asshole. Okay, look. Getting a little bit much. Butch
yeah,
queen.
something like that.
Ah, fuck you. Your stuff doesn't work for me, and I don't really know why, and it's really annoying me. Inset I. Okay, you know what? What again is for forward? Ah, Blender. Do you have to be so incredibly weird sometimes? Do you have to be? No, you don't. So fuck off. What the hell is wrong? No, get back here. What the hell? Layout. Good, for fuck's sake. Object, so edit mode. Then we're gonna go to edges. Gonna edge loop and cut slide. What is that? No, fucking replace it. Verticals. What the hell? For fuck's sake, why did I didn't even do that. I didn't even want to do that. Loop cut and slide. Yay, thank you. Let's do that. That's a normal thing. And faces. Inset faces. Inset faces. Are you faces inset? What is wrong with you? Why don't you give me the fucking option? Like, is something wrong with you? Are you mentally disabled? Why is this thing here? Why is the fucking cursor not leaving? Like, just delete this fucking thing. No one needs it. Here. Edit. Face. Insert faces. Add cube. Don't add cube. Fuck you with your fucking cubes. So he
single face. Instead, what I need to do is
so like here, literally all he does is press
called
the fucking I
inset,
button
to take a single
and
face
does shit.
and then just like add in a loop around that face, and you do that by hitting I. So I, and then just
Also, am I the only one who's really fucking annoyed at all of it? Sorry, but like really triggers me.
just like it's already active. Again, this is the way. This is why I spent a while to explain it. The moment you activate a tool, you're already in that selection state. So
But it doesn't work. And again, why the fuck is this thing here? Like, I'm so angry. So, cylinder. Faces. Insert faces. What did you do beforehand? You just...
I hit I, and wherever my cursor...
No, you don't hit I and wherever your fucking cursor is.
So
It does
I need
work.
to
It doesn't.
add a loop cut, but I can't add a loop cut on just a single face. Instead, I need to can have around the way to...
Yeah, okay. I figured out what my fucking problem is because I'm an idiot. Here. That's my fucking problem. Told you it's because I'm an idiot. Here, face. It overlaps these things. Oh, okay. That's cool and a little strange, but it's mostly cool. So, I could, okay, but, no, escape. Huh. Let's get this back. Okay, press here. Wait, I need to do it that way. Okay. See, sometimes I'm just missing incredibly dumb details, which I don't know why I'm missing them in the first place. Because I shouldn't be missing them in the first place. If I'm doing this, like E. Huh. Okay. Okay. And now I would do this. Edges. Yeah, I'm actually kind of okay with that. I'm okay with that. I'm very okay with that. But only now I'm okay with that. Before that, I probably would have thrown that cup out of the window because it made me angry. I'm joking. I'm joking. Don't have that much. They don't have such anger issues.
To fix this is I need to add another loop.
But see, that's the thing that I forgot. I forgot that this thing up there exists. I forgot that face and whatever dividing exists. And that was my problem, because I am an idiot.
Coffee mug. So I need to add a loop cut, but I can't add a loop cut on just a single face. It's now going at it. You know, how tight, maybe. I mean, it's underneath the thing like that. And there we go. So you can see this looks a lot nicer. And again, because we are in a non-destructive workflow, I've still got...
It still looks like a baby made of clay.
My solidify modifier at the top here, right? I could change the thickness of this.
Ooh.
I can make this a really chunky looking coffee mug or a really thin one.
I actually like it this way a lot. Yeah, all I need is a handle. And I think I know how to do this, but I just got angry at not being able to do a fucking insert thing with the faces because I was too dumb to choose the face. You know, cheating thing.
And that is the benefit of a non-destructive workflow. And then I can also change how high res do I want my coffee mug to look. And this is the way to work in 3D. This is the best way to do it because, you know, if a client wants you to change something or whatnot, keeping in a flexible workflow is definitely a good place to be. Okay, so we have created the start of a coffee mug and we have also created a donut. Good time to save. Good time to save. So File, Save As, or Shift Control S.
File, save, Blender projects. I'm calling this Cop Breakfast. Police Breakfast. Save Blender file. Nice. Not the thing that I want to choose here. Good.
And then
Nice.
Save As. So the way I like to save things, and you might want to copy this, is to, you come up with a name, you know, underscore, whatever, and then you put a number after it. And then you can actually see I've already saved my file. I don't want to override my existing save in case I need to go back to it for whatever reason. So I just want to add a number to it. And in other softwares, you know, you have to come here and you have to type in the number, right? Not Blender. Blender has a hotkey for everything. If you hit plus or minus on your numpad or on the little field here, oh, you can't even see it. I'm right over the top of it, right there. This little field, these little plus and minus, it'll automatically add a number to the end of your file.
Cool.
So that's, yeah, really useful. So I'm just going to add a 2 there, and I'm going to hit save. All right, so if you're watching this in the split version of the tutorial, you can click here to watch part 2, or if you're watching the combined single long video at the end, you can just keep on watching. Let's go.
Thank you to War Thunder for sponsoring.
No!
So this is Blender. Welcome back. It is...
Okay, that's half an hour. You know what? I think I can find something real quick, something specific, something that none of you has seen forever. I don't know what should mean. Wait, I'm gonna put that over here just for the sake of my own safety. I have so many dumb memes and bullshit here, like random pictures that I don't need. The fuck? Zeug. Oh, where's the small animation that I made? I made a mini animation and I kind of forgot where it is. New folder, no. Recorded. That's definitely not here, Shark. No, should I edit it? No, 100% not. TikTok. Spider dance. Found one. Download. Nah, I can't find the fucking thing. No. Well, that means you're gonna have to stay here for a second until I am back again. Chilly. I'm back. I'm back. Na 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 na. I'm back. I'm back. Good.
It's time to make our coffee mug look like a coffee mug and not like a sad little cup. So we could try to model this from our
Yo, why is the full thing not full thinging? Huh? Doesn't make sense.
imagination. Because, like, hey, we all pick up coffee mugs. We know what they look like, or we think we know what they look like. Something that you learn very quickly in 3D is that when you model something from imagination, it almost always comes out looking a little bit funny.
Yeah.
And the reason for that is that your brain is very good at like abstracting away the information that isn't important to it. Like if you just close your eyes right now and just think of a doorknob, like what does a doorknob look like, right? If you had to make one in Blender, what would it be? It's like, okay, well, it's like a sphere bit. You like grip it, you turn it, and there's like a cylinder thing at the back. And
yeah, but it's also a lot more elliptical. It usually has some small grooves in it, which are mostly there for aesthetic, but also it allow more grip to be put on the doorknob. The cylindrical thing usually flows over from the elliptical shape into the door. where it sometimes, but not always, ends abruptly based on the design of what doorknob you have. And yeah,
There's a cylinder that connects it, and that's kind of it. But then if you were to make that, you end up with something that looks really basic and boring and bad. And then you go actually look at a real doorknob and you forget there's all this other detail that's just not important to your brain, like the little lip inside, the little hole that's on there that's so you can put a key in to kind of like pry it open, or a rim that kind of like cuts into it, so there's like a separate seam around it. There's the privacy lock on the front. All these things that just don't matter to you when you're turning a handle, and so you forgot that they even existed because you never even saw it really. So the same thing applies to even something as common as a coffee mug. So it helps when possible to use reference images. Now, you can get reference images from anywhere because we have the power of the internet. And you can type in handmade coffee mug and you can pick any mug you want to create. And there's a lot. And, you know, if you want to pick one of these, if you want to,
but I'm gonna stick to my coffee mug .mp .png coffee mug. Like, I actually have a handful of coffee mugs that literally make look like they were made in Blender, but obviously a little bit more realistically. Like, for example, I think that a lot of people forget that many cups are denting inwards on the bottom. Like, many cups don't have a flat bottom. The reason they often leave behind rings is because they have an inward indentation, which is to spread out weight, to spread out weight distribution, and obviously to keep the heat where it's supposed to be, you know? How does that make sense? But you know what I mean. That's just the architecture of it. Usually has a small it usually dents inward on the bottom, which makes it more stable and a lot of things. But that's a detail that a lot of people, for example, missing. So obviously, when you have a cup in your hand from a video game, this is a detail that will be missing 99% of the times. So already not having that detail while you have already seen it somewhere on some mug in reality will always make you feel like something's missing there.
just go on Google Images. You can pick one of these and go for it. I'm going to give you an image that I've used, but you can. There's some really.
Wait.
And I was.
Wait. We had here a pretty good picture for the thing that I meant.
Some of these sites before.
Here. Yeah, they usually have here a small indentation. See? Sometimes it bulges out a little bit again, but it never really touches the ground or never goes as deep as the outer ring.
There's some really pretty ones here. And I was actually shocked.
Oh, that many of them, that's also a small detail, many of them have a small lip here. Like here. This has a small lip. But all around here. This one doesn't have a visible one, but it's usually, if you don't notice it visually, you will notice it when you touch it.
Just whilst like...
Which obviously won't be the case when we're doing something in Blender, but still.
Clicking on some of these sites before, I was like, oh yeah, like that's a cute little handmade mug. And then you go like, oh my gosh, $123.25. And that's a discount from $145. And then you think like, oh, it must be like a one of one, like, you know, a unique thing. Like, no, there's like 9 reviews. Like, people are buying it. I'm like, I don't know. I got to make more money or something. Like, I don't know how people are buying $123 coffee mugs. I think it's also like we forget what labor costs, you know? Like, you think like a coffee mug is like $2, right? Or $1, or it's free. Like, it's just, there's so many of them. It doesn't even matter. But like, no, like to hand make something, like obviously any of these mugs,
Yeah,
they take more than a few hours to make if you're making
a handmade mug. It costs a shit ton of money,
it by hand.
but also
So
it's
like,
worth
yeah,
it.
$33 is probably like
most
break
of the
even
time.
for them. I don't probably not even making any money, but it's just like, yeah. Anyways, whole side topic of like the economy of handmade ceramic mugs, but people are buying them for $123. All right. So all that is to say is I want you to get an image, and the one I'm going to use, the link for this is below. And it's on my website. I've got all the links to everything we're going to be using in this tutorial. But there's 2 ways to add images. So one way is to go to the add menu and then just go image and then say reference. And then just pick wherever the reference is, and you can drop it in. The alternative way, and it's something that we didn't used to be able to do, and that's to just drag over from wherever it is on your computer and then just drop it into Blender, and it will recognize it as an image and it will bring it in as an image object. So either of those ways will work. So this is the image. This is the one we're going to use. Now, if you quickly orbit around, you'll notice that it's come in at a funny angle. Now, but I don't know why Blender does this. I think it's because they think people want it locked to the perspective that they were at when they brought it in there. But that I've never needed that. So we just need to clear this rotation and then rotate it to the way we want. So to clear the rotation, I'm going to
This is roughly how some of my mugs look. Like this or this. As I said, like basic coffee cup.png bullshit. But yeah, we're gonna go at it with you look very good so far. Built a new tab. Oh, thank you for this. Victizi. I hate these sites. Oh, fuck you. DuckDuckGo. Good. Wait, no. Here. Good. Mug PNG. PNG Wing. Wait, isn't PNG Wing one of those annoying ones? No, PNG Wing is one of the few ones that actually is like really good. Good. Yeah, download. We don't necessarily need a PNG, but why the hell not? Click alphabets in order to buy and download. Yeah, okay. T2, 3, 4. Yay. PNG Wing free downloaded. Yay. Yay. Wait, I'm gonna open it like this. This is gonna be a little bit annoying for you probably. And tuck. Oh, fuck you. I don't need an object mode. Here. Yeah, perfect. Huh? Where's my PNG? What the hell happened? What the hell happened here? Okay, come on. Good. Nice. Yeah, he was just about to show us how to change that discrepancy, wasn't he? I love you with your butt screen and whatnot. Pulpit. Oh, that one was good.
Hit Alt R. The alternative way, object, clear, rotation.
Alt R. Huh.
Alt R, Alt R. The alternative brought it in there, but that I've never needed that. So we just need to clear this rotation and then rotate it to the way we want. So to clear the rotation, I'm going to hit Alt R.
Huh? Alt R. Oh. But it should be the same thing, shouldn't it? The fuck? What's your problem? Scene view layer output render hair. It's because an actual. Do you have different rules for PNG and JPEGs? Okay, there seems to be an actual issue with PNG picture, so I'm just gonna download a normal fucking picture. mug. E-mug is just built. Here, budget coffee mug. Yeah, sure not. Oh, okay. I perhaps always doing this. Huh? Okay, I'm giving up.
The alternative way, object, clear, rotation, Alt R, same thing. Now it's
Object. Clear, rotation. Okay, and why didn't you know, do me the fucking pleasure and acting like a normal person? You don't know me hardly. Ah, good.
flat. So now we need to rotate it, prop it upright so that it is flat onto, you know, how it should be relative to the scene. So I need to rotate it. So I'm going to hit R. So, but we're now in freehand rotate mode, and it's again, it's relative to where we were looking at it, which is yeah, this funny angle. So if you remember from before, when we're in a move state like rotate, scale, or grab, we can lock something to a specific axis whilst we're in this mode by just tapping the letter of that axis. And if you don't know the letter, you can see we really want it on this red line here, and that red top right hand corner, that is the X axis. So I'm going to hit X. There we go. So now it is locked to that axis, which is good. And now we want it to be 90 degrees. So you could either hold down Control, and you can see in the top, what that does is that's now moving it in 5 degree increments.
Okay. R. Why is... Huh? God, I hate that. Control. Oh, nice. Nice.
Or you could just type in the number 90 on your keyboard and then hit enter. And there we go. So that's how we
How the
breathe in
hell?
and clear the rotation
So many comfort
and
settings.
set it up. So, all right. Now
why,
it's way too
though?
big. So hotkey to scale something, S.
It's because it's open source. Of course it's because it's open source. There's so many people working on that thing. Of course they added like 500 million comfort settings.
Okay, S to scale. And now I'm just going to scale this down. And I can't see my mug. So my mug is behind it. So let me just move my mug. I'll move my mug forward. So let's move it forward to there. Okay. All right. And then now, I'm going to look at it like front on. Okay, so I can do that by clicking this little -Y at the top there. That'll do front on. Or the hotkeys, because I use my numpad. For those of you blessed with a numpad, you'll like it. You can hit numpad 1, that's front view. Numpad 3, that's side view. Or numpad 7, that is top view. But I use those a lot. But again, you can use these if you don't have it. Okay, so front view. And then I'm going to scroll in to zoom. Shift middle mouse to pan to the side. And now I'm going to move this over here, and I'm going to scale this down again to get it roughly to be the size of my mug here.
Okay, you're positioning it to be ideally in the size where you need it. Okay, that is actually understandable. Good. Then I'm gonna use the S1 for the first time in my existence. I run the show. No need to keep it slow. Who's gonna tell him? I run the show. Huh? To hell. Good. I forgot how to follow this thing. How do I change reviews again? Okay, this is how I do it.
Because I know that this mug is right relative to the donut, so it should be good. And then what I'm looking at for the size of this image here,
Maybe why not? That's why I didn't see. Oh god, I'm an idiot. Of course I didn't see it.
here is I want the top of this rim here to roughly match the bottom down there. So this, like, I want that to match that. So it's still a little bit too big. And you'll notice I can't really easily do it from this angle. I mean, I can, but the problem is that this photograph is taken with a camera from the real world where there is perspective. But we are looking in 3D, and actually when we're in an axis like this, the reason it all becomes flattened is because it is in perspective mode. If you click that little button there, that'll actually put you back into perspective mode, and you can see how things get distorted and like angles and things. So the best reference is actually reference, which is in orthographic, like blueprints for something. But you usually don't have that, so you just go from something like this and just kind of best guess it. Anyways, okay, cool. So that's roughly the right size of image. Now we can model by going into edit mode, by hitting tab, toggle in and out of edit mode, and we can start to shape this to look like this mug here. So the first thing you will notice is like the general broad shape of the mug is that it actually kind of tapers towards the top. Both lines are kind of tapered upwards. And then there's a kind of a midpoint around about here where it starts to invert and it goes in the other direction. Okay, so it's a very smooth object and perfect for using subsurf modifier, which is what we've already got. So to get that taper going up to the side, I want to shrink the top of the mug here just a little bit. So I'm going to hold down Alt and I'm going to go into edge select mode at the top there, and then Alt, and then just left click on that line there. Not on like a middle point like here, or it'll select a different edge, but just on the middle there. And then now I want to scale this in to just shrink the size just a little bit. So I'm going to scale that to there. And then I'm going to select the line underneath it, and I'm going to do the same thing. So Alt, click on that line, that edge, and then just scale it, about halfway there. Now I want to create this like widened point right here. And you can see like from here, like there's a lip at the bottom, but like from here to here, and then it goes up, I'd say probably 20% up the mug. That's where that middle point is. So this line is close, but I'd probably pull it up a little bit. So I'm going to double tap G, and that'll let me slide that edge there. And I'll put it to, it's about there. And now I want to...
Okay, I'm kind of glad that I don't have to do that, really. The only thing that I would need to know if there's a way to bulge that inwards to make the coffee bottom, the actually logical coffee bottom.
Pull it out to make it a little bit thicker. So I'm going to hit S and just pull that out to about there. And now I can see this line here is not quite right. So I'm going to scale this one out as well, just a little bit. Okay, that's roughly the right shape. Okay, now this bit at the bottom here. Okay, so I can see already that I need a little bit more detail. So I'm actually going to have to slide this line up here. So I'm going to hit double G to just kind of slide it up, and I'm going to pull it to about there. You can see now we've got kind of a
enslaved, damn, I was made. Papa worked the trade, mama stayed away. I'ma keep it plain, heartache left a stain. But I give them thanks for amazing ways. Step on the beat with my dirty bare feet and I keep them in wonder. My prices ain't cheap and I keep all receipts so you won't see me blunder. Take several seats as I rinse and repeat it, I'll give you a number. Take it but don't let you slumber. Told you I'm bringing the thunder. Yeah, yeah. Who was you talking to? Who was you talking to? Who was you talking to?
Pull up in that ghost, painted white as snow. I ain't Santa Claus, bro, don't catch me with no hoe. Busy stacking dough, money green artichoke. Haters talking slick, watch your mouth or your choke.
Who's got the skill and on the mic like this? Who's got the meal? Who's got the boys so sick? Can't take the pill, they neither write nor spit. They fumble and I blitz, got hits and you miss. Who was you talking to? Ain't talking to me. Who was you talking to? Ain't talking to me. Who was you talking to? Ain't talking to me. Ain't stepping to me. Ain't talking to me. Who was you talking to? Ain't talking to me. Who was you talking to? Ain't talking to me. Who was you talking to? Ain't talking to me. Ain't stepping to me. Ain't talking to me.
Oh, nice! You have a little hollowed out bottom. Nice! Yeah! It wasn't important to any of you, but it was important to me.
More curved taper on that edge there, and I'm going to hit S to scale. I'm going to double tap G again, and I'm just by eye, just guessing to try to get this form here. But you can see you can very quickly start to shape any sort of object you want by just moving, sliding lines around, and scaling things. Okay, so now obviously this face at the bottom here, so if I go into face select mode or by just hitting 3, this has to be this little lip at the bottom there. What do you call that? I guess like a lip? Probably a word for it. All the pottery people watching this tutorial are going to tell me what it is.
Watching.
And they'll also tell me about the price of manual labor and why that coffee mug was quite well priced, I'm sure. Anyways, I'm going to, I'll scale it in a little bit. I'm just trying to guess, like, where would it start?
Perfect.
But
Finally,
you
a
just
bit
do
of
it
it.
by eye. I think about there. Okay, and now with this face here selected, I need more geometry because I want to actually pull it out from that.
Oh, yeah, I managed to do that already, so... yeah.
So I'm going to slide 1 to the bottom, like so, and then I need another one right above it. So I did a click there to confirm it. So I'm going to hit Control R, and now I'm placing it on the exact same place, and I'm just going to pull it up.
Oh,
Now you can see it's much tighter at the bottom there, and
yeah.
it looks good. And if you really want to clean up this bottom
here.
base there, you can see we kind of got that like starfishy pattern happening. You can do the same thing we did before, which is select that face there and then do an inset. It's not really that essential. No one's really going to notice it, but you might, and maybe you want to clean it up. So yeah, but that's pretty good. That's great. That's a good start to the mug. It looks good. Awesome. Well done. Now it's time for the challenge of making this handle. So you can see it starts about here and then obviously extrudes around and goes back into itself and is joined here.
Good. Yet let's take a look at mine. Ah, blah, 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 blah. Good. So this one is gonna end roughly around here and start roughly around here, and it's gonna make an entire swirl basically.
So how do we do this? So basically, whenever there is a join, and you can see there's like, you know, like a nice like bevel edge there kind of thing, it has to physically be part of the join.
Did you just replay the entire song? I love you, but I don't need to listen to Big Man Steppin' 2, and I don't need to listen to I'm Your Father twice as well. So what are we gonna do? Why don't we listen to one of my favorite unusual metal bands?
Geometry of this. You can't just have it like existing out in space, because then it won't appear to be joined together. So essentially we have to find somewhere on this mesh to start the handle from. And that point is actually here, right here, which is why I've modeled it this way. Right here is where I'm going to extrude out. Now, before I show you how to extrude it, I first of all want to show you, I'm going to do something and it's going to mess it up. And I'm going to then show you why we need to do something else first before we start extruding. So if I was to extrude this out, we could do the whole handle here, get it back there, make it look perfect, and then later on look at our mug and go, oh no, what is going on?
But many cups actually have something like this.
The reason this happens is because of, you might remember, the solidify modifier, which these modifiers, they're not part of the mesh, right? It's happening after the fact. So it's adding a thickness to any mesh that we have here, and it's now adding a thickness to the actual handle itself. So how do we fix that? We fix that by making this go from a modifier to real, like actually bake it into
Yeah, I want to make at least one of these halfway finished, and then we're going to continue next
the
week.
mesh so that it's actually real geometry. And the way you do that is, first of all, let me just undo all of those. Control Z, of course. The way you do it is by going to the modifier, and then in the little drop down in the top there, right next to that little camera icon, there is an apply. So when you click that, it's disappeared. And now when you go into edit mode though, you can see all that geometry that wasn't there before is now actually part of it.
Oh, nice. Wait. Into a subdivision.
Modifier, which these modifiers, they're not part of the mesh, right? So it's as to the actual by the mesh so that it's actually real geometry. And the way you do that is, first of all, let me just undo all of those. Control Z, of course.
Yeah.
The way you do it is by going to the modifier, and then in the little drop down in the top there, right next to that little camera icon, there is an apply.
Okay. Solidify. But also, that tells me that I need to add some things, like edit mode. So I'm gonna sub. Okay. Edge cut and slide, loop cut and slide. We can start from that end. And loop cut and slide. Oh, wait. Why the fuck do you sometimes not do the thing that I want you to do? Wait, Ah, fuck you, I really need to just get rid of that one, and why don't you just fucking get rid of it? Wait. Oh, I know what happened. Ah, I knew it. You asshole. Good. Perfect.
Why? So when you click that, it's disappeared. And now when you go into edit mode though, you can see all that geometry that wasn't there before is now.
Oh yeah, but now I've realized what I actually want to do. Huh? Here, apply. Edit mode. Yay! Good, perfect. Yay, we have a little bottom as well. Again, something that no one else but me cares, but yay, we have it.
Now actually part of it. And you can see it if you turn off the subsurf modifier. So I can now make changes to the inner part of my model there without it affecting the rest of it. So it's actual real mesh that we can manipulate. Obviously the downside is it's no longer non-destructive, so that slider that we had for changing the thickness of the mug, we no longer have the slider. It would just mean if we wanted to change the thickness of the mug, we would have to like do it ourselves, like selecting all that stuff and doing it. But that's fine. You have to break the workflow eventually to add in customization, but there you go. So anyways, now that I've got this, now when I select this face here.
Oh, this is Bake Off, isn't it? This is Bake Off. Yeah, Bake Off! The first song they made together with Baby Metal. It is so incredibly cool that Baby Metal and Bloodywood just decided to, you know what? You're cool. You're cool. You're weird. You're weird. Why not be weird and cool together? And then we just made two fucking bangers.
I can start to do the extrusion. So importantly, make sure you're selecting the right face. If you were to select this one by mistake and then start trying to do your handle and then like twist it around, it would start to get screwed up very, very quickly. So make sure that you've got this red line that's like intersecting your mug there, that it is, yeah, like it's that one. It's like bang on to the middle. And you can actually check if you go into top view mode, it should be directly in the middle of the mug there.
Yeah, after we finish that handle, we probably
Have a lovely time.
Okay, so with that selected, I'm going to go into front view mode with numpad 1, or hitting that little green thing. And then I'm going to hit, again, the hotkey that we use for extrusion is E.
Hope you have a good time.
Now, when you do that,
Hope you had fun.
Using the normals, the hidden, it's like the hidden direction of each of the faces that are on your mesh, okay? So it's kind of extruding it out like that. For most of you watching this, the extrusion there worked perfectly. But every now and then you go to extrude something and it doesn't work, and it's because there's something wrong with the normals of the face that you tried to extrude from. Basically, it would just mean you would have to clear the normals first. So basically, you would select the face, then hit Shift N, and it would clear normals. I've got, by the way, throughout this tutorial, you're going to run into a lot of problems that I might not be able to explain to you. So I've actually created a troubleshooting guide called the Unstuck Yourself Guide. So the link for that is below as well. But this is just like a database of all the problems you might run into whilst you're doing this tutorial. Because we noticed on the Blender Guru Discord, link for that is below as well, where you can ask questions and share your renders and stuff. But a lot of people are asking the same questions. So we put together this like FAQ troubleshooting guide, and please make use of that. So there'll probably be, when you're modeling things, people will run into issues. So just have a look at that if you run into an issue first. Anyways, sorry to really painfully slowly do this, but we've extruded out a little bit. Now I'm going to move this up.
Yeah.
So
in the newest version of the tutorial, which is the one that my roommate sent me, it's only 5-6 days old. Faye. Nose. They start with the. They continue with a mug. Like over there's the donut. We didn't finish it yet, but we're doing the cup now. And I decided to remake one of my coffee cup.png cups. That's how I like to call them, because this is literally how some of my mugs look like. Either that, or if I have this, getting a little bit thinner downward. Also, thank you for being here, Solver Playover. Hope you're doing fine.
Grabbing, so
Also, we're listening in the background to some of my music on Spotify. We've been on Bubba Graham for a very long time, and now I decided to listen to some bloody
to
wood.
grab. I'm going to move up, and I might actually now. I'm going to tab out so that I can select my image. So I'm in object mode.
Turns into slime. Sorry, that joke was.
And I'm actually just going to move this over. So G and then X, move it over to be about there. Okay. And
Oh, that's Kadar. Yeah, my brain always tries to figure out. Object mode. Nikai Chakta. Never knew I say die. Never will I stop when I say. You only keep it real like a UFC. Oh, I love this song. Honestly, yeah, that seems about right. I mean, I specifically made these protrusion. Oh! Oh, that was perfectly lined up! Boy, I'm a champion! Yeah! I completely winged this! Oh, I love how naturally skilled I am at everything.
And that'll just enable me to kind of see relative to the mode where it should go. Like, what is the shape? I could do it by eye, but yeah, I figure I might as well just, it's right there, I might as well just grab it and pull it over. So, I need to position this about here, but you can see it's kind of getting like skewed, right? And that is because it's obviously coming in at like this slanted angle. So with that face selected, I need to rotate it. So I'm going to hit R to rotate, like so. Okay, so like that. All right, and I might, just trying to think. All right, I definitely need a loop cut because obviously that bit that's coming out looking like a nub.
Yeah, I thought the same.
There. So I'm going to hit Control R to create a loop cut, and I'm going to pull it down just so that I can see it's like where it should join, basically. Right there. All right, great. And now face select mode, select that face again, and now we just have to keep extruding around. But what I want to do is I want to.
Ich werde. Bis jetzt sind wir noch beim Handle. Und sobald den Handle fertig haben, höre ich dann für heute auf und dann mache ich nächste Woche wieder weiter.
Das ist ja nur das Video.
Ja? Und? Ah ja. Ah, er hat schon wieder dein Gesicht als erstes erkannt. Kannst du ja nichts für.
Marie Nelson 1. Thanks for following.
Oh, thank you. Ja, das ist das, was ich
Hey, what's up?
Yay. Ich habe auch den ausgehöhlten Boden gehabt, weil mir ist aufgefallen, dass wenn ich in Spielen immer sehe, dass die immer keinen Boden haben, dann pisst mich das voll an. Und deswegen habe ich da als allererstes diese Aushöhlung in den Boden reingetan. Und guck, ich habe diese Teile hier, die hat er nämlich hier extra quasi in deinem Modell, was er nachgebaut hat, hier quasi extra das so gemacht, damit er es hochziehen kann. Habe ich deswegen mir gedacht, von wegen so, bevor ich das dann solidify, mache ich hier quasi mir auch so Dinge. Und ich habe die komplett gewinkt und sie passen einfach perfekt auf das scheiß Bild. So hello Mary, and how are you doing?
Scale, just make the handle look a little bit thinner. So,
good, wait. How did you turn this thing?
That is because it's obviously coming in at like this slanted angle.
You just rotated this
selected,
normally, right?
I need to rotate it, so I'm going to hit R to rotate. Like
so it was normal rotation. That's good.
Okay, so like.
So what is your? So you're gonna.
If you don't mind me asking, is there any chance that I can collaborate with you?
Depends on what you mean with that. If you're trying to sell me some emotes and banners and all that stuff, I don't need it. I don't care for it, and I never needed it. And everybody who's asking for to do that stuff is gonna get banned. Nothing against you. We just have a huge problem with GFX scammers. But otherwise, sure. Why not? If you wanna join the Discord, I often.
My commission slots are currently open. If you consider me, I would love to work with you on your beautiful character.
Did I just not mention that I really hate GFX scammers, and that's the reason why everybody who's asking this kind, everybody who's asked for this kind of stuff is gonna get banned? Well, apparently I didn't, because why the hell would you ask that shit? So, first, how do I extrude that again? How did you extrude that again?
With the normals of the face that you... Great, that's a good start to the mug.
Mm-hmm.
Ellen, about, back, please. Can't just...
Need to extrude
do
it.
something else first.
Wait, is it each to
Before we
extrude?
start extruding. So if I was to extrude this out,
Yeah, I accidentally rotated you in a way that I didn't want to. Oh no, you're just really unfortunately placed. Okay. Can I rotate you in a way that makes sense? Not what I wanted. Object mode. Yay! I count that. Ah, okay. And how did you tune that up? How did you move that up? Just by this, right? Okay. And then I can use rotate again to actually rotate it on the Z axis. Oh, nice. Except for the fact that this looks incredibly not symmetrical, which pisses me off a lot. Ah. This looks very middle. It must be middle. Oh, wait. If... Okay. It's a very wide cup. So let's do loop edge and loop cut and slide. Okay. If I'm gonna move that now. Huh. Did I move that too early? Ew! I didn't know that would happen. Okay, good. Okay.
We could do the whole handle here. Get it back there. What?
Okay, E to extrude.
Stuff and
Mm-hmm.
again the hot. And then you go to extrude something and it doesn't work. Basically, it would just mean explain to you. So I've actually created a troubleshooting guide called the FAQ. Anyways, sorry to really painfully slowly do this, but we've extruded out a little bit. Now I'm going to move this up. So just grabbing, so G to grab, I'm going to move up. And I might actually now, I'm going to tab out.
So I have to make it step by step, like little bit more, 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 little. Is that what you're trying? What you're trying to tell me?
So that I can select my image from in object mode. And I'm actually just going to move this over. So G.
So. Okay. Okay, then we're gonna make here faces, not edges, edge left. Okay. Okay. Um. I just realized I don't like some of the changes that I made. Edge. Oh wait, I'm gonna make this a little bit higher. I'm gonna make edge loop cut and slide. Tune that down here, right about roughly about just about here. Gonna take this again. Put that here. Make this a little bit higher. Yeah, that looks more organic. Edges. Nice. Mm-hmm. Vertex, edges, loop cut and slide. Oh! I did not think I could do this. I mean, I should have known I'm able to do this, but also I did not think I was be able to do this. Mm-hmm. Cut and slide. Um. Okay. Mm-hmm. Loop cut and slide. Wow, that's looking strangely good. Mm-hmm. Oh, that's actually a pretty nice message. Food so good, I just got to share it. Oh, Tutka. Bloodywood makes a lot of good songs about a lot of good values. Like togetherness, you know? And how standing up for each other is a strength. You know, all that overly sentimental shit that every person should kind of listen to. Edges, loop cut and slide. Move more in this just a bit more in this direction. Okay. Edges, loop cut and slide. Okay.
G and then so obviously I control and we'll this, but
Yeah.
now the tricky bit. It's not really that tricky. It's relatively easy to solve, but it's a conundrum, right? Like, how do we make this mesh with the rest of the mesh? And you do that by, like, the wrong way to do this would be to just like kind of like smush them together, right? And this is kind of like,
But I don't
early
want to
3D
do
stuff.
this.
Like, a lot of stuff was like this. They just kind of mashed stuff and intersected it together. But then you don't get that edge there where it like catches the light. And the only way to really get that is to actually physically like join this mesh together. So this face here has to be connected to this face somehow. And the easiest way in this case to do is to, first of all, we can see that this line here is like cutting into the middle of this this cup here, right? So we really need to just add a line that goes around there to make this area here like one face to match this hand. So I'm going to add that line by hitting Control R, loop cut, click, and then I'm going to slide it up to be, you know, roughly about there. That's fine. And then now, because I've intersected it, that went too far. So I'm holding down Z. Now this is a way of quickly changing the mode that you're viewing something in. And we'll get to these other two once we get to materials, rendering.
We go
and
to
stuff.
wireframe.
But for now, if you just swap to wireframe mode, this will show you through the mesh. There is another way to see through a mesh, and that is to, at the top there, that little X-ray or Alt-Z is a hotkey for it. But that's another way to do it. But yeah, you can see that's wireframe, and then hang on a second. Nope, that's X-ray. This is wireframe. But yeah, they're pretty similar. Anyways, so I'm going to select my face here, and I'm just going to pull it out, just so that I can just grab it basically. And now I can go back to my solid view as before. Okay. So I touched on this briefly before, but like a mesh is made up of these individual points, right? This is what you're seeing when you're in vertice mode, these individual points. And each of those points, when you have 4 together, 3 or more actually, you can create a face. And so that's what that is. So essentially, I need to create a new face for this section right here. So let's do that now. So I'm going to select those two, and I've just selected them by holding down Shift like this, and then I'm just going to hit F.
Oh, okay, good. Then let's do it like this. Come on. This is the right face, isn't it? No, it's not. It ain't yet. What did it say? F. Okay, I'm too dumb to do that from memory.
For face. Okay, I shift like this, and then I'm just going to hit those two, and I've just, for this section, that's what, have 4 together, 3 or more actually, you can create a face. And so that's what that is. So essentially, I need to create a new face for this section right here. So let's do that now. So I'm going to select those two, and I've just selected them by holding down shift like this, and then I'm just going to hit F.
Okay. Okay, yeah, shift and F. Okay. Gonna press shift, 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 F. Okay, wait. Huh? You're not very connected, are you? Ah. fuck? Steuerung Z. Face. Okay. Are you connecting them one by one?
F for face.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, and then I can do the same on this side, like that. And then I'm going to do the same on the top. And then I'm going to do the same underneath. Okay. All right, so.
So you're literally just doing it like that. Good. That. Suck. 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 Okay. F. F. Eh. You're connected here. Good. Suck. 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 F. Why is bad? The fuck? Why? What the hell happened here? I think I have a render issue here that I don't know how to get rid of. Oh, what is that? Okay, wait. Okay. I still don't know how this happens. Doesn't make a lot of sense that it happens. But it makes sense that I'm able to, you know, tune down these things. What's the name of that song? Dagger Bars.
I've done it, and I did it deliberately this way because I need to show you the reason for this issue here. So we've got we've got the faces, so they should be going smoothly across here. But because of the way meshes work, and
Yeah, wait. That means I have to... Okay, apparently there's an issue that I can... There's a way I can fix this issue.
the way they try to, the way smooth shading works is, it does it based on like a continuous flow of faces. And you will have noticed that when we created this, there was actually a face that is inside here before we joined it, okay? And I'll show you if we go into here. This area here, you should see there is a face that is right here. So because that exists, the smooth shader doesn't actually know that it's supposed to continue on because there's a face that goes down. So it's now kind of mixed. It doesn't know, like it has to create a smooth shading here, but then also one on the top there. And so it's done this weird hybrid thing where it's like it's tried to do it, but there's clearly something going on underneath. So what we need to do is just delete that face. So again, in face
Oh, wait, really?
select mode, you select that inner face there.
Okay. Wait, how do I select that inner face? Why should select this face specifically?
And delete where it's on the top there. And so it's done this weird hybrid thing where it's like it's tried to do it, but there's clearly something going on underneath. So what we need to do is just delete that face. So again, in face select mode, you select that inner face there. And by the way, when you're working in
Okay, wait. But that doesn't fix my problem at all. Like, at all. Huh? How are you supposed to fix that if it doesn't want to get fixed in the first place? Like, this feels deliberately disappointing. There's a rendering error, but I can't get rid of it, which is really annoying. Hmm. Hmm. But also, I think I'm gonna make these a little bit bigger by just saying huh. I mean, it does work somehow, so...
in 3D, this is a really common thing beginners do, is they select the wrong face. So you can see how quickly that, like, they're right next to each other, that point there, right? But selecting one or the other, it just happens all the time. So a thing that a lot of 3D artists do is when they've selected something, before they delete it, you just do a quick orbit around, and that'll just like break the perspective and just to verify that that is the actual one I mean to select. Okay. Then I'm going to hit X and I'm going to say faces. Okay. But it's not just that one, right? Like that. I'm actually that should be fixed soon, but anyway, I'll show you how. And then there's one on the inside here as well, okay? Because when we joined it, there was a face here and there was a face over there. So I'm now going to delete that face by hitting X and then say faces. Okay, now that's done. This should be correct, but the reason it's not is one, I think if I need to right click and say shade smooth, and that has fixed it.
Is that gonna be my fucking issue that I have to right click this thing? Like, I have to right... Okay, how do you do that again? How did you do that again?
Okay. Not is one. I think if I need to right click and
Right click and shade smooth. See, I have no idea why this doesn't. Huh? What? Did you not make this thing here? Wait. Edit mode. Face. Okay. I'll put this and this and this and this and press F. Still not perfect, but it works this time. This time it actually works. Oh my god. Just had to redo the fucking thing. Oh, how annoying. Okay.
say shade smooth, and that has fixed it. What can happen sometimes is when you've fixed up some geometry, you might need to recalculate the normals, like and again, to bring up the normals, there's a secret hidden line that every face on your object has, and they're always pointing outward like that. But when you've created new mesh and you've kind of fixed things or whatnot, you can end up with one of these lines that goes the wrong direction. And I'll show you that actually if I just do this. That's what it might look like. You get this weird like black shading.
Oh yeah, I had that.
That's very
not
ugly.
Black shading.
So to fix that, you select your entire mesh and then you hit Shift N, and that will recalculate it. And now you can see the smooth shading is correct. And just to show you quickly as well, the way I did it just then, where we like created it and then we deleted the faces. Don't do this. I'm just going to show you.
Also, if that is all, I think. Wait. Nice. Okay. But yeah, except for the fact that I have to make the handle better, it ain't too bad. I can still fix the handle.
Like actually what you would do, because it's not this tedious normally. If you had this problem, you would actually select this face and this face first. You delete them ahead of time, and then actually, and there's a faster way to have created this join here. You can select that entire edge loop with Alt, then Shift Alt, select that, and now I could right click and say Bridge Edge Loops, which you only can do if you've got the exact same number of vertices on one side as the other.
Okay.
But I wanted to show you physically creating those points with vertices, because that is a really common way to model, to join things together. You select the 4 vertices, you create a new face.
That's actually really cool to know.
That. We've got what looks like a handle coming out of the mug. Now, if we look at our reference here, we've got it pretty close, but you can see that there's like, it's sharp, right? There's clearly like a crease here and a crease here. And we can do that just by adding in more loop cuts. So I'm going to add in, well, I guess there's 2 ways to do it. One, I can actually just select this edge here. So holding down Alt, just select that and then double tap G, and I can bring that in. But when I do that, this area becomes a little bit straight. Maybe not what I wanted. Let's have a look at front mode. Yeah, I might want a little bit more detail there, in which case I would add a loop cut. But, you know, it's really up to you. You might be able to just, you know, move this around and just kind of shape it. Like, look, we're learning Blender. That's really the goal of this. It's not necessarily to make a physically accurate mug. I don't want to overcomplicate things. And
I'm not gonna put too much effort into the shape of a mug. I just want to have the details right that I really want to have right.
Make things feel like you have to do everything perfectly, but I also don't want to end up with like a trash result and then everyone be like, oh, we did all that effort and now it looks garbage. But you know, you could spend a lot of effort you could even try and get, like, if you look at, there would be probably like a little line here, like the kind of, you know what I mean? Like on the inner part of the thing,
Mm-hmm.
you could try and create that. You could really add a lot of detail. The only thing I'm really going to fix is right here where it's pinching. I'm just going to select that edge there, and I'm going to double tap G, and I'm just going to slide it up. So there's just a little less pinching. And then this part here, like you can see
Jump ahead.
a coffee mug. Now, if you want to just
Mhm.
move ahead with the tutorial and get onto the next part, which is going to be on materials and lighting, you can do that. However, if you want a little bit of a challenge, like a little bit of a homework, where you can try to use some skills, but by yourself, you will
Yeah.
see, looking at the photo here, that we also have a saucer, a little tiny plate for our mug. Now, I didn't include that in my final image.
Yeah.
I just had the coffee mug just sitting on the table. But this is a great, very small thing that you could try to model by yourself using the skills that you've just learned to create something new. So how would you go about adding that saucer? You could have a try at it. It's a completely separate object, obviously, to your mug here. So
Mhm.
even if you screw it up, worst case scenario is you just delete it, and then you'll still end up with something that I actually had for my final result, which was a mug without a saucer. But if you want to add that in, it'll be a way to kind of take some of the lessons that you've picked up already, and then try to remember them and the different steps and the things required to create it. Because whilst you've just created something now, it's the best time to try to recall that memory, so that in the future, maybe in a few days or a few weeks from now, when you try to do something yourself, it'll be a lot more readily available to recall that information. So if you want to have a go at doing that, feel free to. Otherwise, join me in the next part, and we'll get.
So yeah, no, we did this. We did the handle. We did the cup. We fixed that cup. I'm gonna make the more detailed fixes. I'm gonna make them on my own. But so far, I hope you had fun. For I did have fun, and I hope to see you in the next stream. Video. Wherever you are watching this. Totally.